Welcome to another episode of Path of the Farseer. This is going to be an unboxing video. Today is the release date for the Warhammer Eldar, 40k Eldar, being June 1st. And so I picked up some of the stuff and just want to go through see what we got. So we'll start off. It's the box of Wraith Guards or Wraith Blades. This is a new unit. You can build it either as Wraith Guards or as the Blades. It's a new unit for them, so you've got a close combat unit. And overall, it's great. So we'll go through this one. Also picked up the Hemlock Weaithfighter, which can also be built as the XR Crimson something or other. I haven't had enough chance to go through the new codex. So this is the new flyer for the Eldar. It looks really cool. And take a look at the back. So you can build it as, well, try to do it the right way. You could also build it as the Wraith Fighter or the Crimson Hunter. There we go. So this guy with the really cool wing pattern and such as well. So we'll take a look at that one. And then this big bad boy. I probably would not have picked this up if it weren't for the credit I got through Mini Wargaming. For those who didn't know, I submitted some videos to Mini Wargaming back in the winter, early spring, and won their contest. And through some creative trading and such, I managed to turn the credit I got from Mini Wargaming into credit at my local store. So picked up this one as well. So we'll take a look at all three of these and see what else. And we might even throw a vintage or a retro unboxing in as well. So we'll give you a bit of a hint too. It may be this, which is still relevant, even though it's been out for like 15 years. But I'm sure, and much to the dismay, as I'm sure a lot of Eldar players as well. So we'll take a look. Start off by looking at the Wraith Guard. Start off by looking at the Wraith Guard. This is a box of 5. You can build it either as the Wraith Guard or as the Wraith Blades, which are the close combat guys, either with swords or with axes. And we'll take a quick look. So we'll just open the box up, trying to avoid any kind of glare. It's a standard Warhammer box. Got 5 medium bases, so pretty much standard. 3 sprues, and the instruction book. Nice thing with all this stuff being done in CAD or whatever computer drawing, they're creating their instruction books is pretty straightforward. So lots of pieces. Let's just take a quick look at this. So the first sprue. Whoa. See, I got to balance my camera a little bit better here. So the first sprue, looking at this is the close combat sprue with as well as one of the guys. And we'll take a look, put that there. And then this one is basically 2 sets of guys. So look, you're looking at there's 2 sprues that look almost the same, but not quite. You'll note, I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but each of the characters is slightly different. Like each of the back pieces are slightly different. Each of the weather vanes or the back vanes of each of these guys is a little bit different. So it does require you to think about what pieces you're putting together. It's not like some of the old ones where, you know, you got 5 guys, they built the exact same way. These guys built the same way, but you have to make sure you pick the right pieces. The best analogy I have is with the orcs, with the Ludas, you had to make sure you combine the weapon pieces together properly, you ran into issues. So, but overall, again, because Games Workshop is using CAD to design a lot of their stuff, they make best use of the spaces in the sprues. So there's not a lot of wasted space on this sprue. And again, they look very similar. You can either do it as the D cannon. I'm not sure if they renamed it, or I believe it's the sun gun or the sun cannon, which I haven't read too much into the codex yet. So looks really nice. I'm going to have to wash these things before I paint them up. And again, you got to be really careful to make sure that you put the pieces together. Don't just snip them all off the sprue and then go back and try to figure out which one's which. You're better off doing them one at a time. I'm hoping to airbrush and maybe even do a quick tutorial on this, but I'll probably build a couple first, get a feel for how I'm going to paint them, and then do the tutorial. For people that are, anyone who's picked these up, how are you building them? Are you going to build them with as close combat as the Wraith Blades? Are you going to do them as the Wraith Guard? The other question I have to you is anyone going to magnetize these? I've done some magnetizing in the past, but because these pieces are really, like the contact points are really small, that's like maybe a 1/4 inch in diameter, or maybe like 4 or 5 centimeters in diameter. Even with a really tiny magnet, like something like the really, really tiny ones, it's the point of contact is going to be in there. I've lost it. There it is. The point of contact is going to be pretty small, and even though the magnets are strong, there's a good chance they're going to move around. And I've magnetized stuff in the past where I've done the arms hoping I can swap them out, and really regretted it, because even though the magnet was there, they got really loose, and just the arms never really stayed in place. Someone suggested pinning it, but then pinning it means you're going to have the friction taking the pieces in and off all the time. Potentially means that you're going to they're going to just wind up not wanting to stay in. So just curious if anyone's thinking about magnetizing these and how they're going to do that. So so that's the Wraith Knights, and I think to begin with, I'm going to do them as the actual Wraith Guard, because I still have 8 of the original metal figures I'm going to use. So I'll probably just do up 3 of these guys just to max out my unit at 10 and see how those go. So, okay, on to the next model. So the next model is the Hemlock Weaithfighter, or the I did this last time, the X-Heart Crimson Fighter. Now I'm not sure, I'll go into more detail when I go through the codex, but I'm not sure why one ship is considered an X-Heart. But, you know, it's Games Workshop, so you're not supposed to question those things. So, again, like their last few flyer kits, you can build them in multiple ways, sort of like with the Dacajet for the Orcs. Same idea. So we'll crack this open. This is just a regular standard Games Workshop box. Comes with the flyer base, the flyer stand, sorry. This model comes on 2 sprues, the instruction book, and there's the base. Just get this out of the way. Oh, and one thing that always drives me crazy, the Eldar are a superior race that have been doing this stuff for millions and millions of years, or thousands and thousands of years. Why does every canopy look the exact same? Like, from everything that needs a canopy gets this one. So you think they could design more than one. If you're going for fluff, if you're going for being Games Workshop, it makes perfect sense. So there's the bane of my existence right now. So, instruction book. This one looks like it was a bad photocopy. It looks like some intern or co-op student got told to make a bunch of copies at the printer. So, but again, being the fact that it's again using CAD drawings for their design, it makes their instruction manuals very clear, because they're actually using pictures of the designs they printed it out with. So, again, not sure why it looks like it's not even, it's even on a skew. It isn't even cut straight. So, but anyways, we'll let that one be. So 2 sprues, body and the wings. So you're going to see that in both of them, and then second sprue has the extra wings. The other different, if you don't use the Hemlock or the Crimson, same cockpit, same weapons. This one may be a little bit easier to magnetize. To be honest, I don't think most of the people I would play against would really care if I'm using one spine or the wings, based on which the model is. I don't know. I mean, comment below if you're playing a game and someone builds their Hemlock one way, then the instructions say, does that still count as it, or would you enforce it a different way? I mean, in my mind, as long as the weapons match, that's really all that matters. So, and these ones actually are pegged. You may not even need to magnetize them, but always gives you that option. I did that with my Dacajet, and I being able to take it apart however way I wanted. I thought it was for me. Then I realized that the Dacajet was the only one I wanted to do, so it was a bit of a waste of time. But if I ever want to play the Bomber or the Scorcher, or whatever the other jet is, I can do it. So probably going to do the same thing with this. And again, I'm going to do a video for this one as well, how I paint it. I've got a couple ideas on how I want to do the cockpit, and actually I think I'm going to start doing most of my Eldar. I'm going to do that like a green sort of display screen sort of reflection for all my cockpits. I think that's a really cool effect, and I've seen a few people do that, so hopefully we'll be able to put some of that into the video. So overall, nice little kit. I'm not sure which one I'm going to build yet, because I haven't had enough chance to go through the rulebook and figure out which is the better option. But I think if I can field it as one or the other, or field them as depending on the game. I'm hoping that's the way I can go. So on to the next one. This is the last of the new releases that I picked up today. So this is the Wraith Knight. This is the monstrosity, which I'm sure people are going to be discussing whether it's worth the value. I'm not going to go into that quite yet. I'm just going to go into the unboxing. So this is the first time I've seen this box. This one actually wasn't shrink wrapped. Came in a box with all one piece, so it's not one of the slide, with the little tabs. See if I can do this without jiggling the camera too much. On the back it just shows you an alternate build, so you've got the, I think it's a shimmer seat shield, a big funky axe or blade, as opposed to the dual las cannon build you can do here. And so yeah, so it's a different box, and again, if it's out there before, I haven't seen it. So take that out. We've got instructions. And probably one of the most thorough set of instructions I've seen from Games Workshop, and all nicely rendered from CAD, making things easier. One of the things I noticed that they said if you want to build it, they give you the instructions for building in a static where you don't really have ability to move or change the positioning of the legs and the arms. But it does mention, it says, remove the locking tabs from components 62 and 65 to individually pose the Wraith Knight. So basically, if you don't want to do it in the position that the model comes in, just pop those two tabs and you're good to go. Actually, the legs right there remind me of the robots from Neon Genesis a little bit, but that's just me. So it's a very anime look to it. So yeah, so there's the instructions. Fairly intensive. I'm sure you'll have a lot to read. Got the Eldar transfer sheets. A lot of different transfers. I'm probably going to do my Samhain, since that's what I've been doing for the last little while. Big base, pretty standard. And this one's broken into 3 sprues, so we'll take a look at each of these. So the first one, this is mostly, I believe, the legs, and down there, the legs, and what else is there? Torso, or part of the chest, and then the antennas, and then I'm not really sure what they're called, the veins, or what do you want to call them. So there's those, and then you've got second sprue. This has a lot of the weapons, as well as more of the arms and doodads. There's some shuriken cannons, a D cannon, and a D cannon, I'm not sure. And hey, multi-lasers, or scatter lasers, sorry. And all sorts of stuff. So this looks really nice. And again, because everything's all done in CAD, you got everything dense, good use of space. Sprues are really tight. You can tell that it's got some of the release agent on, so it's going to need a good wash before we do anything with it. But yeah, it looks good. And then the third sprue is arms, hands, the shimmer blade, and then the torso itself, the knife or the sword. That looks really nice. Level of detail, that's pretty good. And the runes on the one piece there. I'm not sure if that's a shield, what it is, but the shimmer shield. And then the hands, different options for the hands. They're either, you can play rock, paper. I guess there's no scissors. I guess you can cut off one of the things with scissors, but overall, yeah, it looks really nice. I mean, Games Workshop, they definitely don't. They definitely put out a good model. I mean, this thing looks gorgeous. The quality, the level of the detail, the sculpt looks really nice. I'm kind of curious to see how dynamic you can make it outside of just the standard build, like whatever they suggest on the instructions. See what kind of modifications you can make to it, but they put out a really nice kit. And this actually is much more reminiscent to the old Bandai kits I used to build, a lot of the Gundam and the Master Gate kit. So the quality seems to be much better than some of the earlier Games Workshop stuff I've built in the past. So I'm very excited about building this one. Also trying to figure out if it's actually going to be worth playing. So, and as I threatened people at the beginning of the video, I'm going to do a retro opening, which is this one. They don't come in this box anymore, but you get 3. They release a squad of 3 Jetbikes as well. So this is coming out in This is a set of 3 jet bikes I think I got from, maybe 2 jet bikes, but it's one I got from a buddy of mine out in Calgary. Well, I don't want to say, but probably like 10 years ago now, 10, 12 years ago. So the standard jet bike sprue is going to have, I don't know if I took anything off or I didn't. Okay, there we go. So the standard jet bike sprue is 2 sprues. So you've got the body, the twin linked shurikens, the rider. A lot of people don't like that old rider style, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And then there's the canopy, the body, and then the underside of the bike itself. It goes along with this. The rules with the jet bikes that continues into the new codex is if you have 3 or more jet bikes, for every 3 jet bikes that you have, you can replace one of the twin linked shuriken catapults with a shuriken cannon. Back when I bought this, it was pewter. That was the way you got your shuriken catapult. I'm assuming now it's plastic. I'm assuming it's different plastic than the one I just showed you, but that's what we had. You also got a different pewter torso for the rider for that one. So instead of having a normal looking biker head, you have the guy with the big tassel on his head, which, to be honest, I've never been a big fan of. Although I do like the jacket with the open rather than the closed. But to be honest, taking a file to the pewter on this has always been a pain and not very much fun at all. So I usually either just ignored them or caved and put them on. So that's this one. I could do some retro box openings or unboxing if people want to for the old Falcon box, the old Fire Prism box, as well as some of the other stuff, because I've got a bunch of, I've been buying Eldar for, I hate to admit this, but over 25 years, so that's kind of scary when you put it into perspective. I still have some of the Phoenix Lord blisters when they were in their new release packaging, so back when the blisters actually said new release on it. So I've been doing this for a while, so if anyone's interested in seeing that, let me know. I can throw together a quick video, because that'll only take me like 15-20 minutes to throw together. So if there's interest, by all means I'll do it. It's more of a historical thing than anything else, but hey, if there's interest, comment below. Let me know if who's picked up what and how you're going to build them, who you're going to paint them as. Again, I'm going to go with a Sam Hine scheme, because I like the red. And do a nice gloss coat on it as well, so it's like a nice shiny red. Not very practical for battles, but hey, it's fun for putting the stuff together. And thank you for watching. Like the video if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more, and share it with your friends. And thanks for watching.